Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on out there? This is Sammy Legger here representing TeamJVS, here to give you guys a review for Hocus Pocus 2. Yes, I am in a completely different area. I'll explain that a little bit later on, but I want to give you guys my quick review, my quick thoughts on this Disney Plus feature that I had the luxury of being able to check out early, and hopefully you guys check out as well. So Hocus Pocus 2, it is a sequel to the original. The Sanderson Sisters are back, all three of them, and the best thing I can say about this is they are all the way, it's almost like they didn't miss a step. Like in terms of them acting their roles, they almost play it too good. They're just as cheesy and witty and all on each other's backs as ever. The difference is now you have Becca, Izzy, and Cassie, and they're their own friends. Cassie's kind of like the outcast because she's got a boyfriend she's trying to fit in. You know, think Lucas from Stranger Things. Best concept I can give you. And then you have Izzy and Becca, who's kind of like the ragtag, but they're missing their third. Becca is kind of feeling really jaded because of what Cassie's been like. And she's starting, well, it's about to be her birthday. And she starts to awaken some interesting things about the Sanderson sisters that there's another actor in this, Sam Richardson. He plays a role in this as Gilbert. Gilbert is the shopkeep. He works at the Halloween store, so to speak. I'm not going to say the reveal anything. This is a non-spoiler review. But he shows them, you know, what the history was. He tells them that there's something potentially that happened before, recently, like 30 years ago, and something that happened in the very distant past that ties to this black flame candle that we all know from the original. So what did I think about it? So I like the new characters. I like the concept of explaining kind of how they came to be. The opening of this shows how they became witches, the Sanderson sisters, like why they need to be together, their importance, their value to each other. Matter of fact, that's actually a staple of this. The crux of this is that, yes, we know the Sanderson sisters are witty, evil, crazy, we're entertained by them, but we don't know what makes them tick. We don't know why lines aren't crossed. Like, why is it that, you know, Winifred or Winnie is always the way she is, but you get a good little backstory about kind of where she comes from and how she is and why she is the way she is with her sisters, and also why they are around her. And I think the fact that they gave consequences to, you know, the actions that they made specifically in this one, I thought it was good. I think they treated them pretty well. The only downside to the Sanderson sisters, I think that they tried to double down on the cheese a little bit. They have a couple musical numbers. They even have a musical number towards the back half of this movie. And it kind of just didn't really fit to the flow. I'm not saying it needed to be completely dark, but I felt like a little bit over the top. But at the same time, I mean, you know, I'm sitting there watching them do the same exact thing they did before when they were getting on their little brooms. And I was like, if any of you guys, you know, have a vacuum cleaner that vacuums automatically, that is something that is involved in it. So how does that work with one of them? And that's all I'm going to say with that. And I did like Becca. I like Becca as a character because it's interesting, because the concept of witches and, you know, how they kind of come to be in this world, I think that they use her in a very interesting way of kind of showing like the history with certain things, as well as her connection with her other fellow friends. It's weird because Cassie was kind of like the outcast, but she really was an outcast as well as also with her fitting in with the chemistry, because she was out of it for so long. They kind of just put her in. We're just left to assume from exposition that they're really close friends, but I didn't kind of buy it. But I did buy Izzy and Becca. I was kind of like, they're the kind of ride or dies that you really respect. And like, there is another character we love, and you know, man, Doug Jones is back. It's Billy, and I love what they do with him. He also does a lot with Sam Richardson in this one. So there's a lot that I think to like, but I think that if you didn't like the cheese in the original one, and you kind of felt like, because one of the things I think about the original one is they did a good job of making it, what's the word, balanced. They had a little girl, they had a boy that was crushing, and, you know, then you had this random cat that's talking, you know what I'm saying? Like, the concept of everything is just all over the place, and then you had these witches that are literally terrorizing the town. So it was kind of like, it was almost like the perfect little mixture. Whereas with this one, you got these group of friends, you got the Sanderson sisters, you got a little bit of backstory. So it evolves and progresses the lore, but it doesn't necessarily make for the best from an entertainment standpoint. So I think that's where I am with the middle of the road of this. I give it at like maybe 6.5 or 7 out of 10. It's not bad. I think it's worth checking out, especially if you're a fan of the original one. I think it'd be something that is a good pairing with the first one, because it definitely has a lot of nuggets connected to the original. But that's all I'm going to say for now. Hope you like, subscribe, hit the bell button. I'm in New York, and there's a premiere tonight, and there's also a film festival going on, and that's all I can say right now. Stay tuned. Peace, people.